Aloha everybody, what is really good my dudes? Today is February 3rd, 2020. We got another RuneScape update for y'all. Today we see some changes to the mining and smithing skills, so without any further ado, let's jump right into the video, let's go.
Cats is the illest. What you talking about, Willis?
Alright guys, so some changes to the mining smithing rework has been made to tackle the issues with the stone spirits. So let's jump right into it. So first off, for mining, the skill itself is now much more reliant on stamina. Now when your stamina bar is at 0, you will be doing 20% damage to the rock that you normally would if you top it up. You can still restore your stamina by starting to mine the rock again, or by consuming a stone spirit while under the effects of a perfect juju mining potion. Basically this means the stone spirits will be more useful and valuable than they were before. Rocks that don't reduce stamina, like red sandstone, art crablets, are unaffected by this update. In addition, Saren stones have their HP increased to 2000, so they will now take more time to mine. Good news is mining them will no longer consume stamina. If you're unaware, to keep track of your stamina, try enable the stamina bar in the mining section of the gameplay settings menu. Moving on to the smithing changes, there's also been improvements to the way smithable items disassemble into components for Invention. So from now on, each bar used to smith an item will be worth 4 Invention parts or components when you break it down. So for example, if you have a two-hander sword with no upgrades, which costs 4 bars to create, it will give 16 parts or components. In addition, Elder Rune equipment now has a higher chance of breaking down into components instead of parts. Since this update will massively increase the availability of parts and components, the breakdown perks activation chance has been reduced down to a flat 0.8% per rank to compensate. So those are your changes to the mining smithing rework. Fingers crossed that they have an effect on stone spirits and their pricing. We're gonna have to wait and see. I know a lot of people are gonna have their doubts, and rightfully so. It's hard to predict this kind of thing, but let's see how it plays out. That said, we're gonna shift on gears over to the patch notes and see what's been changed with today's update in that regard. So let's check it out. Just to quickly tackle some changes with the winter chill off. The empowered bright staff and sword are now available as rewards from the winter chill off, and 3 hot fixes that went live throughout the week. Fixed norm in the winter chill off event to allow you to correctly purchase the currency doubler through the dialogue options if you have the bright reaver unlocked. Some skilling stations have been adjusted in the winter chill off as they were changing states quicker than anticipated, and the winter chill off interface now correctly displays how much increased experience a player will earn from the event. Moving on to some audio fixes. This is coming very soon, but they've resolved an issue preventing specific sound effects from playing on desktop, and audio for attuning the Shadow Reef portal and Liberation of Mazcav have been fixed to play the correct sounds. Moving on to bossing. In God War's Dungeon, the War's Retreat Reaper portal now checks for all normal access requirements when pointed at a God War's Dungeon boss. And for next, they had a hot fix. Ancient Ceremonial will once again bypass the kill count requirement when trying to enter the next boss area. Moving on to some engine fixes. These are also not in but expected soon. Resolved an issue preventing the client from launching on some Intel HD integrated graphics, and fixed an issue preventing the launcher installing from working on older versions of OS X. Moving on to graphics changes. This is again something coming soon. Graphics issues with NPCs at longer draw distances while using the free cam has been fixed. Moving on to interface changes. Boss pets will now show the correct player kill count when examined. Checking out skilling. Non-direct combat methods can now be utilized to progress a variety of Slayer tasks that previously could not be progressed in this manner. And finally, some textual changes. Various mining and smithing typos have been fixed and corrected, and the description for the balancing ward has been cut down in order to fix an issue where the text was overlapping. That is it for your patch notes. Links to everything discussed in this video will be down in the description below, so head on over there to check them out. With that, I'm gonna wrap up the video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed yet and you want to stay up to date in all things RuneScape related, then hit that subscribe button. Anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. I am out. Aloha.